boys and girls. Welcome to your reading lesson. Let's get started. We are going to work on our words to know, and then we are going to do a little bit of work with our story of the day. I'm Dr. Seuss. So here we go. We are going to switch over to our smiley faces. I'm going to read, you're going to read, and then we'll go through them 2 times each, okay? Here we go. Was, write, pictures. I'll say it, you say it. After, read, draw. Okay, let's do stars. We're going to switch to stars. Here we go. Was, write, pictures, after, read, draw. Awesome job. Okay, let's move on. So, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, that our target skill of the week is learning how to use text and graphic features. So that just means they do something special to the words in the story, or they have a special picture to help us learn more about what they're talking about, which is Dr. Seuss this week. So let's take a look at some examples. I want to show you how to figure out this, or how to fill in this, this team app, okay? So if I show you, let me get right up in there. So if we look on page 113 in our story, we see the picture of Dr. Seuss with all of these crazy creatures. So the feature means, what do you see? Okay. So what I see is, we're just going to say it's the photo on page 113. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. And what is the purpose of that photo? The purpose of that photo is to show Dr. Let me make my words are way too big, boys and girls. Hold on one second. Let's go down to 16. Okay. The photo shows Dr. Seuss with, we'll call them replicas. That means like a version of it. Shows Dr. Seuss with replicas of the creatures he drew in his books. So as the reader, seeing that picture helps you to visualize and picture how he came up with all those creatures, right? Sometimes we read Dr. Seuss books and we're like, how in the world did he come up with a crazy animal or creature like that? And a lot of the time it would be through using modeling clay, kind of like Play-Doh, and building different characters. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, if we take a look on page 114, okay, we see pictures of him right here. He's in his office drawing pictures. Okay, so that lets us know that it just shows us a little bit more about him and how he created the pictures in his stories. And something that I want to show you, so a text feature would be when they change the words somehow to like make them pop out to you. So if you take a look at this page, what do you notice is different about some of the words? What is different about some of those words? I noticed that the words are dark black, and the words that are dark black are the words that say the cat in the hat. So I'm going to put the dark, what am I seeing? I'm seeing the dark words on page 116, and I'm going to make that a lot smaller. I don't know why they make them so big. So the dark words on page 116, and the purpose of those dark words is to highlight a title of a book that Dr. Seuss wrote. Okay. So they're just trying to make your eyes, right? When we see those dark black letters, it kind of pops out to us when we're reading, and it lets us know, oh, that's one of the titles of the stories that he wrote. And let's see. Okay. And I would say, why do you think they showed this picture of Dr. Seuss surrounded by a bunch of children? Why do you think they're showing him reading to kids? What do you think the purpose of that is? I think the purpose of showing that picture is to show that Dr. Seuss really enjoyed spending time with children and he cared about them. And he really wanted to give them books that were appropriate for their age and could help them learn to read. So we could say the photo on page 121. And the purpose of that photo is to show that Dr. Seuss cares about children and loved to read to them. I bet he was probably a really good read aloud person too. I bet he read stories really with lots of enthusiasm, and I bet he maybe even used funny voices, because he just kind of had those goofy ideas in his head about different fun characters, and he was very creative. So I bet he was really good at reading aloud to people. Okay, and then the last one we're going to do is on page 123. You see this label right here. And the purpose of the label is to let the reader know what they are looking at, okay? So I'm going to put label on... I'm just going to put label on page 122, and the purpose of that label is to let the reader know what they are looking at. Let me make that a little bit smaller. Okay, so I just wanted to go back and forth and just kind of show you how to fill out this chart if you ever needed to fill this out. We talk about the text features and the graphic features and how they help us know more about Dr. Seuss and help us to understand the story better. So you can go ahead and you're going to have a seesaw assignment for reading as well. So go ahead and you can complete that, or you can move on to a different subject. Have a great day.